It's fight week. The gloves are off, and somebody's getting slept. And we're doing a beautiful, beautiful, fun recap of UFC's fight night last night. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. I am doing good. Even though that was the worst fight card of the year.
Yeah.
They didn't even want to compete with Jake Paul. They knew they didn't have nothing for Ronda versus Gina. And if you want to hear more about that video, check our YouTube. We just finished up recording a whole thing because now we got to talk about the B League, the UFC Apex events. Arnold Allen takes on Mazziuccio, I don't know how to pronounce his first
Yeah.
name still, Costa. Honestly, a dominant performance. We watched that one, and we also watched the co-main event. Choi took on Daniel Santos and also got it done. So we're talking about exciting featherweights today on this Sunday afternoon. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It was such a weird UFC fight night because of the whole Netflix thing, but I'm not gonna get into it already. We already talked enough about that.
Yeah,
I'll just get right into this whole the whole main event. Yeah, unanimous decision.
let's get into it. So
50
yeah,
45, 50 45, 49 46. I mean, he put on an absolute veteran master class. Um, dominant.
dominant, dominant
Costa
performance.
entered that night riding a very, very like high hype. He was looking to crash into the top 10. Instead, Allen completely just said, no, you're not going to get into the top 10. And it showed why Arnold Allen still got it going. We always kind of knew Arnold Allen still got it going. He has had some losses that has set him back at times. That's why he was in the seventh rank fighting at number 12. But he showed why he should stay in the top 10. And honestly, I mean, beautiful masterclass of mixed martial arts. I mean, he showed everything in that fight. What was it, 7 for 7 on the takedowns? And then he punched him over 100 times, significant strikes. I mean, my gosh, that was a beautiful, beautiful showcase. How do you feel?
Yeah, Costa the Dalmatian riding a 6-fight win streak, including 3 finishes over Julian, or not finishes, but a win over Julian Erosa, a finish over Morgan Charrier, and a spinning back kick and ground and pound win over Dan Ige. He came in he not headhunting, but he came in looking for scalps against Arnold Allen, a perennial top 5. Honestly, one of the most, I can't call him excited, but one of the best fighters in this division. 10-fight
Yeah.
win streak until he took on Max Holloway, which he lost. He then loses against Movsar Evloev, bounces back against Giga Chikadze to John Silva his last time out. He doesn't get finished, he gets decision, but this time he decisions Melky Costa. And again, like you said, he's no longer a prospect. His 10-fight win streak got broke. He lost 3 fights almost in a row with one sneak win in there. But he's a veteran now, and he finally turned that corner that you wanted to see because he could have beat Max Holloway in that fight.
Yeah.
He could have done it. And you know why I'm saying he turned that corner? Because he dropped Costa in the first round. In the first 20 seconds of the fight, he's landing damage, and that's been Arnold Allen's weakness
Yeah.
this entire run. And he's gotten finishes. I'm not saying he can't finish. But once he got to that elite level, his defensive game is where, kind of like Sean Strickland, his defensive game is where he does his bread and butter. He does not get hit. Now, in this fight, there was almost no head movement at all, so Melky Costa was landing on Arnold Allen, but Allen, he came forward, he pressured the entire time, he mixed in, like you said, a full MMA game. He grappled when he needed to, he kicked when he needed to, he struck when he needed to, and this was a dominant win. How'd you score the fight?
45. I think he won pretty much all rounds. There's just that one round that could have not won his way. I don't remember exactly which round that was, but definitely 50 40.
I scored a 50-45. I mean, I think Costa's best rounds were probably round 3 and round 4. That is when Costa just, like, being a dog, just, like, started, like, first of all, Allen's jab was doing good work all night. And, he was landing the straights, definitely the longer punches. But, like, he would land on Costa, and Costa, would just bite down and throw some hook punches right back at him. Land, and again, he was landing on Arnold Allen. The head movement was not there. Allen very much adopting a catch and strike type strategy tonight, not really avoiding the damage, just blocking the damage. Which, yeah, against some of those other dangerous strikers at the top of the division, that's a little dangerous to do, but he got it done against Costa. So, and then that last round, just like breaking out the grappling round, Arnold gets him down and never was able to get back up the whole fight. But he was almost there, because if maybe 30 seconds earlier he started throwing that ground and pound at the end there, he probably was going to get that win, because it looked like he was on track to get it in the last 10 seconds, but time ran out there.
Yeah, he really did. Is there anybody you want to see him fight next? What are you thinking with that?
Arnold Allen is the number 7 fighter. He just beat number 12, as you mentioned. Above him immediately is John Silva, who he has a loss to. Yair Rodriguez, who he has not fought yet. Aljamain Sterling, who he has not fought. Lerone Murphy, who he has not fought. Diego Lopez, who he has not fought. Movsar Evloev, who he has lost to. And Max Holloway's no longer in the division. So, when you're saying what can Arnold Almighty Allen do, there's tons of fight, because honestly, you even look at his wins, like Giga Chikadze, who's no longer ranked, Calvin Kattar, who's no longer ranked, and Dan Hooker, who's not in the division, Sadiq Youssef, who I don't even know if is in the UFC anymore. It's fresh matchups pretty much all throughout the top 10. Anyone you want to put against Arnold Allen. So I think personally, you have Steve Garcia fighting on the White House here. You have Diego Lopez fighting on the White House coming up here. You could do Lerone Murphy. Aljo, I think, should just wait for the next fight. I kind of like Yair Rodriguez.
Both on wins, too.
If Arnold's head movement is not there, Yair is going to damage him, because he will punish him. Max Holloway had to take Yair Rodriguez down. Arnold Allen has to do it to survive. I think I'd pick Arnold still. I think I'd pick Allen in that fight, but that's a good fight. So yeah, I kind of like him against Yair. I don't know if Yair's booked up against anyone right now. Who are you thinking?
I initially went towards Yair Rodriguez right when I said it. I think that's the fight you need to make. I would also consider Aljo's no, Lerone Murphy no, Diego Lopez no, Movsar no, Silva possibly, but didn't he already fought Silva?
They just
lost so no.
Silva,
Yusuf Zalal is coming off of a loss against Aljo. But that's Aljo Sterling.
Yeah. Who would you like to see Costa fight next? I kind of like him against maybe Aaron Pico or David Onama. Kind of down there at the bottom. But
you can do Pico, you can do David, you could do Pitbull. I'd go Pitbull for some reason. I think it'd be a fun matchup. I think it'd give Pitbull somebody to beat that's above him. I want Pitbull to get one more ranked fight. Because I don't know. I just don't think Pitbull really has it anymore. Sorry, Pitbull.
I don't think he can get it done not with the guys
no.
above him. He can get some respect, but I think we can talk about Pitbull fights another time. Arnold Allen gets it done. I don't think his title run's over, but 3 losses against guys at the top. Max, who's gone now, but Movsar Evloev, who's getting the next fight, and then also John Silva, who's right up there as well. It definitely puts him, Aljo's in front of him, and that's where I think that's where like that Yair really is the person you want to do. You can try to get him against Lerone Murphy. I don't think they're going to do that. I believe they're countrymen. They're probably not going to fight each other. But they'll do it if they make him do it. Steve Garcia is also another interesting fight. If Garcia gets past his fight against Diego Lopez at the White House, though, if he beats Diego Lopez, I think he's probably going to be waiting out for the title fight. Regardless, I don't think Arnold Allen is done in this division, but he needs to put some finishes together, not just decision wins. He came back out, he got it done this fight in a dominant performance. And again, I think if he started throwing in that ground and pound 10 seconds earlier in that last round there, because he did control him as soon as he got him down to the ground, he controlled him the rest of that round to sink that win in there. But I think he could have pushed the pace there. I think he would have got the finish.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely could have gotten the finish. Shout out to Arnold Allen. You showed us why you don't need to keep falling down in the ranks.
Absolutely. He's a top 10 guy. And, frankly, I think he's going to show he wants to be a top 5 guy in his next fight. But let's talk about the co-main event. Fight of the night. Choi defeats Daniel Santos, and frankly a fun banging fight.
Yeah.
What do you think on this one?
Choi defeated Daniel Santos via TKO at in the second round. This was a very classic fun fight. While it lasted, I wish it lasted longer because it was such a fun fight to watch. Santos tried to press forward against him a lot, and kind of got it made it get kind of, I don't want to use the word like ugly or off weird, but throwing a lot of high volume and a lot of heavy strikes, 182 in particular. However, Choi countered a lot of the strikes with incredible sharpness, finding home with a massive knockdown, and then that shifted the tide in the entire fight into his way. Choi smelled blood, and then in the second frame, and then got to business and got the TKO. And that's pretty much how I see it. True victory by him, and very excited for him in his future.
Yeah, Daniel Santos, pretty fun having beaten two other South Koreans in his previous fights, going against Doo-Ho Choi, trying to hat trick on there, and Choi absolutely was not going to let that happen. He was riding a 4-fight win streak. 2 bonuses, I'm pretty sure, in there, or at least 1. Santos, not the best fighter by any means, but definitely a respectable, fun fighter. Kind of, was doing a good win streak there. And now Doo-Ho Choi, the guy is on a 3-fight win streak. Bill Algeo, Nate Landwehr, and Daniel Santos all finishes. He did have the majority draw against Kyle Nelson back in 2023, and before that, he was on 3-fight losing streak. Cub Swanson, Jeremy Stevens, and Charles Jourdain. Every single one of those a fight of the night, though. Before that, he also had performance bonuses and back-to-back stoppages over Sam Cilia and Thiago Tavares. So Choi, the Korean Superboy, he's someone that gets out there. He wins bonuses. He puts on exciting fights. He's outside the rankings of featherweight. Is 35. So he is kind of getting, probably past prime at this point. So, but if he's going to get it done, now's the time. He has a good win streak right now. Again, 3 fights, 3 names: Bill Algeo, Nate Landwehr, Daniel Santos, all finishes.
I didn't realize how old he was. That's crazy. Especially at the lighter divisions. You have to be quick and young in the lighter divisions. If you're a bigger, heavier guy, then you could do that, but not below 170.
It's definitely tough to do it, even though, hey, you gotta be like Alexander Volkanovski to be able to pull that off.
Agree.
Anything else on this card? I know I didn't watch too much of it. Definitely the main story coming out of the UFC last night is Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway for International Fight Week. Check in next week. We'll do early predictions of that along with the White House card. In the meantime, is there anything else about this card you want to talk about?
Nothing else. Next week is a bye week. And then following, we have the Song Yadong versus Davidson Figueiredo card. And that's pretty much it.
Morning card. Frankly, a banging main card, too. Might have to do something. That looks fun. I love the morning cards. But that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and Kelby.
Peace.